Hey, this is Elliot from Victory Charts. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning, and I just took a short in the bonds here. I took a breakdown here, and I'm going to see how it reacts to this zone. And if it can get through this zone, I will target a lower zone down through here, which is a pretty big move. But if it starts to stall in this zone, I'll just take the trade off for a small profit and move on to the next one. So we'll see how this one goes. So I'm also setting up a long trade on crude here. If it can break this resistance here, I'll target this upper zone here at 45.50, which is a nice round number on crude. So we'll see how this one works out if we can get filled. So I'm still sitting in this bonds trade here. It's been about 30 minutes and it's finally retesting the lows. I sat through a little bit of a pullback, but hopefully it can break down here. And we'll see how it reacts to this zone. If it stalls any bit in there, I can always take it off and then put it back on if it breaks the zone. Alright, so we took that low out. Now we're going to be testing the zone. The top of the zone is at 26. So we'll see how it reacts when it gets there. I'm still working that crude order and still not filled, and everything else is pretty quiet. So we're getting ready to get filled on crude here. If it could break this 19 level. And we got a target up here at the 50 level on crude, which is kind of a psychological level, 45.50. See what happens. Alright, so the euro is starting to get a little bit of action here. We've got a zone test here. Couldn't get through it, and now we have a higher low. And now if we take this high out here, I'll take a long and hope to get it to this zone up here if it can clear this one. I don't like taking trades into zones, but this is a relatively new zone, and so we'll see how it acts. So the bonds aren't being all that friendly here. I moved my stop to 330 seconds. I've almost been stopped out twice now. And I just don't like things showing up here. We got volume profile increasing. We got some RTM dots showing up. And we're in a zone. And those are all pretty powerful signals. So I want to make sure that I don't just want this trade to work. I need to read the signs and make sure that I act accordingly. So if it can get down here and it doesn't do anything again, I'll just take it off for either a small loser or scratch, and then I'll reevaluate. Still no fill on crude. Euro still nothing. So we'll keep an eye on all these markets. Okay, crude's coming back up. It's messing with this level here. It is crude oil report day, Wednesday, so I need to be careful because crude is usually pretty choppy before that report. But it'll surprise you sometimes, so I don't want to assume I know what's going to happen here. But we do have good things for a long trade. We have volume profile increasing. We got some buy volume here, and if it can crack this trend line all the way, then that's a good sign. So we're getting close to 8, and I just logged on here to see what kind of news we got. And we got FOMC Dudley. I haven't noticed that those really move that much, but then 8:15 we have ADP non-farm employment, and that will move. It's colored red, so the bonds may be pretty sensitive to that. So if we're still in there by that time and nothing has happened, I may just take the trade off because slippage during those news events can be pretty bad. So we'll see what we get here. Alright, so it's working a little bit. You just crack this low. Crude is just not doing much of anything here in the euro. Testing the lows into that zone. We can take a look at that here. So it's testing this zone again. And I don't know if I want to take a short right into that zone. So keep an eye on the bonds for now. Alright, so it's moving here. We're in the zone now. And what I'm hoping is that it can just cut right through it. So we'll see what happens here. When this bar closes, or if it gets close to closing, I'll just trail to the top of it plus a tick and take most of my risk off the table. But I do like volume profile has now dropped off and is now rolling over to the negative side. So that shows more sell volume coming in, and we get some red volume coming in here. So that's all good here. So I moved my profit target up a little bit here, just a tick above the low of the zone. Because if it does come down and test it and it holds, then I'll get filled. If it breaks it, then I might miss out on some profits, but this is a pretty substantial zone here, so. And I can always get back in on a rotation for another short, but I'd rather just book some profits here before that news gets out if I can. And this bar is about to close, so I'm going to trail my stop to the top of it, plus a tick, so 28, 29, which puts me at break even plus a tick. I guess that didn't work. There we go. Alright, so now we just got 2 ticks to a profit target. Let's hope it can get filled. Alright, so I don't like how it's stalling in here now. Hopefully it just doesn't come back and whip me out for break even, but it might. But at this point, I don't want to give any more risk to this trade because it's in the zone and now it's stalling, and if it can't get through it, then there's no point in being short. Actually, my stop needs to be 1 tick above it, so actual break even, to give this bar room. So break even. Alright, so stopped at break even on that one. Too bad because it was looking good, so we'll see what happens next. I'm setting up a long gold trade here. Came down to a zone, held, made a higher low, and now if it could break this little top here, I'll take a long trade into the middle of this zone. So we'll see. There's news out in 6 minutes, so I don't want to, if I'm not in the trade by that time, I won't take it. Alright, so 2 minutes till the news. I canceled that gold order, and now I just gotta wait for that to come out. For a second. Setting up a long bonds trade here at a break of this trend line and a break of this swing high after it tested and then retested this zone. So I just took a short on the bonds up here. It came up to a zone and held, and it's moving pretty well now. Hopefully you can crack the zone. If it can't, I'll take it off pretty quick here. We'll see what happens. It's getting down there, almost to a profit target. Alright, I'm going to trail this stop here. Gold's moving pretty good now. Trail to the top of this bar. 20. So I've locked in 150. Hopefully we can get to a profit target. If not, still a good trade here. Alright, so just got filled on the bonds also. That trade that I was working, gold's still working. I'm about to get stopped. And plus $100. So
order filled.
Alright, so stopped on gold for plus 100. And we've got the bonds working here. See what we can get out of these. The bonds are getting going here. I got a 1618 retracement on for the fibs. See if we can get this here.
Filled.
Just got profits on the bonds there. Reworking that crude order long here, same as earlier. See if we can get a nice pop to the upside right into this zone. So I'm working that long order on crude again. See if we can get filled. If it can break through this high, it just got a little weird pop out of nowhere. So we'll see what happens. Could be a lot of orders coming through. Alright, so we're getting ready to get filled on crude here. Got my target up at 45.45, just 5 ticks ahead of the 50-cent mark, which is a psychological target. And see what we can get here. It's getting a little jumpy, and crude does that before it has a big move, so let's see. Took that long trade in crude.
Plus 1,000 ticks, plus 1,000 ticks.
Targeting 45 just ahead of the 50-cent mark. Crude's kind of get something going here. It looks like it might get to this profit target. Getting a little jumpy, but it is crude oil report day, so it may be a slow trade. Alright, it's getting a nice little pop here. I'm going to trail my stop to below this previous bar, which is 16. So take some of that risk off the table. 15. Trail might stop to break even here. I don't want to take any chances. Crude oil report day, and I'm up on the day, so don't want to lose much more than I have to here. Also, we can see an RTM dot forming here, so that means it has a chance of pulling back, and I don't want to sit through that for no reason. Let's see if we can break up through here and hit that target. If not, I may just take it off here and call it a day. We see 60 contracts in here, and if we can get through that, it might pop. If not, then I may just take this off the trail a little bit more. Alright, just trying again. Alright, just traded through it, not much there. So I've locked in 30 bucks here, not much, but we'll see if we can get a pop to that target. Alright, trying to hit these highs again. Let's see what we can get. We should see a little pop here, hopefully. Alright, here we go. Trying again. There we go, broke the high there a little bit. Now we just need a little run into the 50-cent mark and we're good. Go ahead and lock in a little bit more here. Trying to be patient here. It's just not really moving that much. So what I like here is this volume profile is increasing, showing more net buying. We got green volume. So we have a few things in our favor. It's just this RTM dot, and it is stalling here. Okay. Trying again here. There we go. I'm going to lock in a little bit more. Getting close to that target now. Don't want to leave too much on the table. Two more ticks here. Too greedy here. And this is kind of an aggressive trail, but we're getting into 10 o'clock and the report comes out at 10:30, so things will slow down before that report. All we need is one more push and we'll get filled on that. Just trying here. It's just not getting it going. See if I could trail any more. Go up one more tick. So locked in 130, and now whatever happens, happens. Alright, I'm just going to take this off here if I can get it. Just taking it off at 200 bucks here, and it'll probably blast through and hit my target, but
Order
Alright,
filled.
there it goes, and now it's going to hit my target at 44. But still a good trade, good risk reward. We risked 150 on that, and we got 200, so not bad. Well, Crude ended up making it up to this zone here, so that would have been a better target, but still happy with the profits we got. So these were the results. 446 on the day at 75%. So that's pretty good. See you next time.